Seeing you're joining us, you missed the morning news, so we just wanted to fill you in on what in the world is going on.
You're tuned into the BBC,
the Bethlehem Broadcasting Corporation.
It's time for the news. I'm Floyd Robertson.
And I'm Peter Peoplesbridge.
What? I thought you went by Peter Mansbridge.
Buddy, this is 2020 and this is Canada. I'm Peter Peoplesbridge. But it was during a sermon some years ago that we kind of let our imagination run a little bit wild and thinking about the Christmas story. We imagined what it was like so long ago, and so time traveled with us in this newscast to Sunday, December 25th, 0 BC.
Actually, it's 0 AD.
Oh, right.
There's word that Christmas may be cancelled in Ottawa.
That's right. Apparently they're having a hard time finding 3 wise men. Well, we start today with news from Rome. After weeks of debate in the Roman House of Commons regarding whether to use the long-form census or the short-form in the upcoming census, Prime Minister Caesar Augustus has vetoed the vote and issued a decree that the census should take place in each citizen's hometown.
The surprise move will require all citizens to return to their ancestral hometown to complete the census.
Opposition leaders fear the ruling could result in the entire world being turned upside down.
Airlines and mule rental companies are more optimistic, however, expecting brisk ticket sales.
The RCMP, the Roman camel-mounted police, expect heavy traffic congestion all over the Roman Empire as citizens scramble to get to their ancestral hometowns for the census.
People should expect flight delays, gridlock on donkey paths, and long waits at all service establishments.
And it seems like the travel chaos has already begun. Here in the Bethlehem region, donkey paths are congested and patient levels are low as people from all over the empire come to Bethlehem, the ancestral hometown of legendary King David.
Bethlehem police report that while doing their annual check stop program, a couple on a donkey was pulled over, charged with having a missing tail light.
Tail light?
Of all things, eh?
The operator of the donkey was also charged with allegedly exceeding the speed limit and dangerous driving. He said it was due to his wife's very pregnant condition.
A Bethlehem hotel manager has been charged with racism. The Nazarene Human Rights Commission alleges that the manager of the local camel lodge refused to rent a room to a couple from Nazareth and forced them to stay in the cattle shed.
Observers say the violation against the Nazarene couple was even more inhumane because the woman was allegedly great with child.
Great with child?
That's Old Roman for pregnant.
A UFO was spotted this evening near Bethlehem. Air traffic controllers at Bethlehem International saw a number of flying objects on their radar screen.
They reported that first there was one flying object, which was then suddenly joined by many flying objects. And just as rapidly as the flying objects arrived, they disappeared, seemingly in the direction of heaven.
In a related story, Bethlehem residents have filed a noise complaint with the Village of Bethlehem office.
They said a bunch of angels showed up just southeast of town and were exceeding noise bylaws as they were speaking to people on the hillside.
So much for it being a silent night. An update now on the traffic situation. The Judea Highways and Transportation Department reports that amidst the gridlock of the census travel, a bunch of sheep have been reported on the road just southeast of Bethlehem.
Reports say the shepherds in charge of them were last seen heading to town in search of a baby.
Motorists are cautioned to be aware of the sheep on the road and adjust their speed accordingly, or something bad might happen.
Bad, okay. Pampers Corporation has filed a case of copyright infringement with a young tourist.
Apparently, the teenage woman from Galilee just gave birth to a son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes instead of using the more commonly used disposable diapers.
Pampers fears that the move on the young woman's part could start a trend amongst mothers of newborns toward this use of swaddling clothes, and this could greatly hamper sales of disposable diapers.
The Judea Cattlemen's Association has filed a complaint of animal cruelty with the Bethlehem Humane Society.
That's right. The alleged case states that some of the cattle in the local inn's cattle shed have become malnourished due to a newborn baby lying in their feed trough.
The case also involves complaint regarding noise levels, saying the cattle have been disturbed by the crying of the newborn.
In defense of the cattle treatment at the inn, songwriter William J. Kirkpatrick says the noise allegation is false.
Regarding the newborn making the noise, Kilpatrick, who's the writer of the carol Away in the Manger, is quoted as saying, "That little Lord Jesus, no crying he makes."
That's what's happening tonight in Bethlehem.
Seems like that's a lot of things happening for a small town.
Yeah, we'll be back at 11 with more news of this unfolding Bethlehem story.
That's your 5:30 news on BBC. On behalf of the Bethlehem Broadcasting Corporation, I'm Floyd Robertson.
And I'm Peter Peoplesbridge. Thank you for joining us.
Good day.